All right. Good afternoon. We will call this meeting of the City Plan Commission to order. It is 4:46 p.m. on Tuesday, May 19th. Let's start with a roll call. Noel Sanchez.
Charlotte Lipschitz.
Dave Caldwell.
Chayan Mandrakar, DPD staff.
Lev Simon, DPD staff.
Sharon Gardner, legal counsel.
And I am Michael Gazdago, Chair. Moving into approval of the minutes from the April 28th and the May 7th special meetings. You all should have received those before this meeting and had a chance to review them. I know I did. I see no edits that need to be made. Anyone have any edits, or will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as drafted?
Motion to approve.
All right, do we have
Second.
second? All right. All in favor of approving the minutes as drafted, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The minutes pass. Director's report.
And so commissioners, Mr. Azar is not here, but we would like to take this time to announce that after 4 years, this is the end of an era. Our intrepid once planning tech and now planner Lev Simon will be leaving us after this meeting. It's his last meeting, and during the time he's been here, you've seen him a lot at meetings behind the scenes of planning events and whatever else. He's been great. He's been an asset to the department. We'll miss him when he's gone. And, Lev, if you'd like to say a few words, the floor is yours.
He's not leaving directly after this meeting. He is staying for a couple of more days.
That's right, but just a few. My last day will be on Friday. Anyway, I'll make this brief, but it's been a great pleasure to serve the City Plan Commission and to work with the DPD. I've had a great pleasure and a great time doing this work, and I've learned a tremendous amount. I'd like to thank all of you for helping me with that journey and giving me a forum where I could learn so much and grow so much over these last couple of years. Like I said, I have learned so much and really couldn't have done it without you. So thank you all very much.
Well, you definitely have helped make our job a little bit easier throughout your tenure at the city, and I look forward to still running into you in restaurants throughout Providence as has happened in the past. All right, moving right along to the first agenda item. It's a minor land development project request for extension.
Sure. And commissioners, this is a request for an extension for an item that we had reviewed administratively, and the applicants here, it was a residential development, and applicants here, and they'll just tell you a little bit more about why this is needed.
This working?
Yep.
Speak directly into it.
Okay. So first, I would like to say to Lev, that it's been a pleasure working with you. You've also helped myself learn in this business, and you will be missed by those of us private parties not involved with the city. So, and best of luck with your future endeavors.
Thank you.
And yes, we are here for an extension request, Mr. Chair, and other commission members, other esteemed commission members, for a minor land development that was approved for 386 Ives Street. What has been submitted already is a couple of items of proof showing that, we're working on, we're serious about, moving this thing forward. In March, the owner contracted with ZDS to get some updated plans and, move this thing forward. I would like to submit into the record plans that were received today. And so that would be why you do not have them, but they are stamped for today. They were received today to, again, further bolster that we're working towards, getting this thing towards final approval. We're working towards satisfying the conditions to get final plan approval, working towards the items with the checklist. And once these architecturals are completed, it will help us facilitate moving this thing right along. I do have, I believe Mr. Kevin Diamond should be in the virtual room, and he can answer any questions that this commission may have, but we have requested a 1-year extension, and we believe that should be more than sufficient to get final plan approval.
Okay, I just, before we continue on, commissioners, if you have questions, I just want to state for the record that Lindsay Pettinelli has arrived, and she arrived before the deliberations or discussion on this agenda item. So she can hear and vote on this item. Thank you. And now is the time where if you have questions for the applicant, or we can entertain a motion to extend the approval for 1 year as requested.
All right. I'll make the motion to extend 1 year as requested.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor of extending as so moved, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Best of luck.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Moving right along to agenda item number 2, it's a city council referral number 3615 for 163 to 167 North Main Street.
Sure, and Mr. Chair, quick introduction. This is a lot that's zoned RP and is occupied by a commercial building, and the applicant is requesting a rezoning to C2 because they intend to build a multifamily development on the site. So as is customary for these requests for zone changes, the applicant will be telling you about what they intend to do with the property and probably even show you some of their plans. So, yeah, I guess the applicant's here. They can tell you more about the change.
Attorney
Mr.
Gary.
Chairman, members of the commission, John Garrity on behalf of the applicant. Let me first echo what was said about Lev before. I didn't realize he was leaving. Very much appreciate the work that he's done from practitioners, always available, always cooperative, always willing to get it done, always willing to help people, lawyers and others. You're going to be missed, Lev. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Chairman, this is an application for referral with respect to a zone change with respect to 163 to 167 North Main Street from the RP zone to the C2 zone. I will say with respect to this applicant, this is the future of the city of Providence right here. This is a classical high school graduate that went out in the tech world to California and is making his way back to Providence to make a contribution. He's much better at graphs and illustrations than I am. He put together a presentation that's much better than I could have done. And so I'm going to allow him to make the presentation. Our architect, Christine West, is here, who will comment with respect to the application after he has made his presentations. So Abraham, floor is yours. And I think he wants to be allowed to make it.
You're Abraham Barron?
Yes, yes.
Great. So you should be promoted and can share your screen as whatever.
And then when speaking, just make sure you talk directly into the microphone. It doesn't really pick up if you're not talking directly into it.
Thanks very much.
You got it.
Share my screen here.
Yes, sure, yeah. Yes.
Sorry, I have to give it about 100 permissions here. My name is Abraham Barron. I grew up in Providence over on 4th Street. As John said, I'm a graduate of classical high school. And I am pulling up, John, can I have the link again, please? And I'm restarting my browser.
Give us a second. Well, can you help us while he's still here?
Yeah, sure can. It's always a little.
We do it the technical.
I know.
I've already asked that a few times. But that's why they're doing a little like tutorial every time something else happens. That's it.
Probably,
No. No.
yes, I need to be obvious.
Okay. You have your presentation already up.
Yeah, I have it ready to present.
Well, I mean, we can.
Okay.
Just saying, but should I be doing this right now? Training purposes?
I should, yeah, but you know,
Unfortunately, this is a bit of.
he's got it down.
Okay, so click share.
All right, and we'll let the record reflect that Rachel Dotson has joined us as well for this agenda item before the applicant has started to discuss it.
We did a little extra.
Yeah, that's why you restarted your browser just for that, right?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, thank you for the permission to be here today. I really appreciate it. It's my first time at a meeting like this. And I'd like to introduce you to why we'd like to do this. So first and foremost, the lot has, you can see on the top right image, a parking lot and a historic structure. It's the 1772 Benjamin Cushing Junior House. It's a matter of trivia. Apologize in advance for my trivia. It's the residence of the first mayor of the city of Providence in 1832. I love that building. I purchased it a month ago and I don't want to do anything to it. I like it the way it is, and I think it's very beautiful. And there is a surface parking lot to the left of that building that cannot be touched because of RP zoning. It is at max capacity. So what would rezoning to Z2 provide? First and foremost, I'm familiar with the North Main Street corridor study to target underutilized lots for intentional high density growth. This is a lot that I believe fits perfectly within that category. My intention is to provide a mixed use building with apartments and retail. This would increase the amount of housing units in the city. It is an exceptionally walkable corridor of the city. North Main Street, it's a 0.2 mile walk from the Amtrak station. It is maybe 15 to 25 paces from the closest bus stop, which is the busiest bus stop in the state of Rhode Island. And finally, this would allow us to reduce the number of asphalt lots in the city and provide something usable, functional, and walkable. This is the current map. The target parcel has the little yellow rectangle with the red X on the right side of the picture. You can see downtown across the street and the Roger Williams National Memorial right across. And I have copy and pasted the pink with lines so that you could see what it looks like after the rezoning. So it's simply an extension of the C2 zone by one parcel. Provided some interesting facts, at least I find them interesting. As I said, this is walkable. There's shops, there's restaurants, there's businesses, offices, homes, all within walking distance. You can walk to the mall. Current use today, as I mentioned earlier, commercial occupancy building. The 1772 building is currently all commercial occupancy and an asphalt lot with a garage on it. I already mentioned the transit, and this is the part that I find most interesting, is that for over 100 years, there was actually a brick building here called the Furlong House. Pulled an all-nighter on a Friday a couple of weeks ago researching it because I found it so fascinating, and the city of Providence was very helpful for me. The archivist actually pulled up some photos of this property. So the Benjamin Cushing House was moved away from this site and then later was moved back to this site. And for over 100 years, this brick structure stood here. It was 5 stories tall. These pictures are from the Katy archives in the city of Providence. And you could see the 5-story building here. You could see it here facing North Court. And where my mouse is right now, that's actually the 1772 Benjamin Cushing Junior House that was moved down the hill. And here it is on the 1972 aerial record from the state of Rhode Island. Again, here's the current view of the site. You can see the historic structure on the right and the empty lot on the left. Here's the aerial view. And I'd like to bring you back to the second slide here, where you can see here under C2 zoning, this would be what we expect is the maximum shape and size of the of the new structure, which my understanding is actually be smaller than the furlong house building that was there from around the 1880s to 1980s.
Do you have a rendering of that proposed structure? Or just any drawing of the?
No, at this time, we do not.
You do.
It's kind of a chicken and the egg situation. Certainly, we know graphically what it would be looking like from a, and it would be certainly, compliant. If it would not be compliant, we'd have to come back before
Obviously.
you.
Yep.
So, in other words, it would be consistent with the C2 zone. You need the zoning before you can kind of draw the plans, and Christine's going to address that more specifically.
Okay.
Right, so John's stealing my thunder, but yeah, so I'm here because obviously I have some experience. Nice
We
to-
know you. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes,
for
I'm sorry. My name is Christine West. I'm an architect and principal of Kite Architects, architecture firm here in Providence with over 50 years of history, many design awards, many in historic districts. We have a lot of experience also with again, mid-rise housing projects. I have a number in the works. So we do not have plans for you today because this site is not buildable. It is not developable without the zone change. As a new developer paying costs out of pockets, those of you who are architects or in the industry understand that it is tens of thousands of dollars of effort to figure out what is even feasible here. So this is likely not a this is likely not a land development project. If it were, it's going to come back to you. If there's any dimensional requests, it would come back to you. It will be scrutinized by the Historic District Commission, of course, as new construction in a historic district. So anything that is built here will be well vetted, and I'm sure you're all familiar with the kind of rigor to which they look at new construction projects. So again, that envelope study on the prior page shows the buildable limit. The RP zone allows up to 45 feet. The C2 zone allows 50 feet. So height is not why we're here. The things that it does grant are things like lot coverage. So the lot coverage in RP is very restrictive and effectively we're already built out to that lot coverage. So this will be a surface parking lot forever if we do not see a zone change here. And as a surface parking lot facing one of the most historic sites in one of the most historic parts of the country in the most historic city, and given the comprehensive plan and the city's need for more housing, it seems like a perfect spot to redevelop. It's also contiguous, all right, with the zoning, C2 zoning, right? So again, the intent here is mixed use with ground floor retail that is compliant with the zoning that requires active ground floor uses within 20 feet. The intent is retail, possibly office. I know the zoning would allow us to do lobby amenities. We can't commit to anything right now, but I think we'll start with an office retail kind of approach. The other thing I do want to mention before you ask it, because I know I would have this question if I were you, but is it market rate or affordable if it is housing? Given this is a private developer and subsidies are both rare and difficult, we'll start with the feasibility with market rate. It is a pretty premium location, given all the amenities, the location next to downtown, to transit options. So the intent would be market rate. Beyond that, in terms of size, target demographics, that is something that we will be exploring as we embark on the feasibility studies. So other than that, given the absence of design, we really are just here for the zoning change. Having practiced in the city for over 20 years and with our firm's 50-year history, I can promise you that we will take this design very seriously and are very excited about the opportunity to make a very high quality design in this location.
One quick question for the applicant again. The current use and the future use of the building. I know you said you don't want to change the building, but what's the mix? It looks like some offices. Is there any residential in that building? Or
There's no residential in the
No,
building.
it's all office.
100% light
Okay.
office space.
And is it going to remain that? I'm just curiosity. It doesn't impact this. This is just.
Sure. Today, I had no plans to change that.
Okay.
It's almost fully occupied with psychologists and architects and things like that.
Fair enough.
no intention to change that today, but I'm not opposed to anything.
Okay.
My intention is to keep the building with a lot of its original features, and I'm just in love with the city and want to be a good steward of it.
Wonderful. Commissioners, do you have any questions for the applicant? Before we hear the staff report and open up to public comment?
How many residential units? Are,
They-
are we,
They just said that
They're
they
not-
haven't figured that out yet.
oh, okay, got it. So
It
no,
would require the change to C2 for them to even look at like what they
okay.
can do with.
So
the
we
lot.
don't have any sort of target or anything? Okay, all right.
Anything else for the applicant? All right, try and let's hear the staff report and let's see if there's any public comment.
Sure, thanks. And commissioners, as has been discussed, this area is one that the comprehensive plan indicates it to be appropriate for high density residential development, neighborhood commercial development. It's also adjacent to downtown. In addition, it's in proximity to businesses as well as rapid bus line, and North Main Street is considered an area of priority growth. So based on all those things, we do find that this rezoning would be appropriate in conformance with the comprehensive plan, especially since it it will be providing more housing. We don't foresee a negative effect on neighborhood character. And it is consistent with section 101 of the zoning ordinance, allowing for a range of uses at an appropriate intensity for the neighborhood's character. So based on that, we recommend that you make a positive recommendation to the city council to approve the proposed zone change.
Okay. This is a public hearing, so we will open this up to public comment. Is there anyone here in the physical room who wishes to speak on this item? And while we're waiting to see that, I don't see any. Is there anyone in the virtual room who wishes to speak? Either raise your virtual hand in the bottom middle section of your screen or press *9 if you're calling in. And Lev is giving me the indication that there is no one who wishes to speak on this in the virtual room, and we see no one in the physical room. So we will close the public comment portion of this agenda item and move on to discussions, deliberations, and decisions. I mean, I don't have anything to say other than please.
Yeah, I think everyone in your parking lot.
I-
on this road,
Absolutely.
then
Yes. Yeah, so yes, please. And maybe buy another.
And also, we should point out, this isn't the HD, so
Yeah, any
anything we
concerns
develop will be.
that I have about like massing or size or anything is totally assuaged by the fact that he's gonna have to go to Historic District Commission, and we all, actually Rachel has firsthand experience very recently on that commission, so. I guess at this point, there's no other discussion.
I can make a motion to recommend approval of the proposed zone change from RP to C2.
Can we say enthusiastically
Yeah.
recommend?
Sure, I don't know if it'll carry through in the, but
We could try. All right, so we have an enthusiastic recommendation. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, we'll go around and do a voice vote. Noel,
Aye.
Charlotte,
Aye.
Dave,
Aye.
Rachel,
Aye.
Lindsay,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Best of luck, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, moving right along to agenda item number 3, which is a referral, another city council referral number 3616, abandonment of a portion of Devine Street.
So, Mr. Chair, this abandonment is for 2 blocks of Devine Street, the northern portion running between, I believe, the southern portion runs between Seymour and Oxford Streets, and the northern portion runs north from Oxford Street up to Mutual. That northern block of Devine is platted out as right-of-way, but is not developed, so there's no street. And if you looked at it today, it would just look like an overgrown corridor, approximately the width of one street. The southern portion between Seymour and Oxford Streets is a developed right of way. The applicant seeks to abandon these two blocks and they can go into it in greater detail.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I-
Well, I'm also happy to be here tonight. I didn't realize that Mr. Simon was leaving. I finally got his name right. I think it was always Simon Lev for the first couple of years. But I do have to say, I will miss you a lot, especially when it comes to GIS issues. What, like, who's gonna handle those issues?
I don't know what we're gonna do to define my parcel if.
Yeah,
that-
exactly. But,
we're
you
in
know,
trouble.
I work with a lot of planning departments. I don't want to leave out the rest of the planning department because everybody there is very responsive. But I do appreciate all your work and, like I said, mostly responsiveness. It's a pleasure to do work in Providence. So with that, yes, we are requesting to abandon two portions of Devine Street. You can see by the photographs that the staff report provides, the western portion is overgrown and not well maintained. So they, you know, my client would like to clean that up along with his neighbors across the way. To be clear, we have provided owners authorizations for both sets of owners who will share this abandonment when it goes to the council. And there is, you know, typically you would divide this in half, with half going to one abutter and the other half going to the other. There is a little bit of a difference on the eastern section of Devine Street where we're proposing that my client gets the top portion, and then, is that Oxford?
That's Oxford.
Yes. Oxford Associates or Oxford Properties gets the lower section. So we have a little bit of a configuration that we will address with the council as well with your recommendation. With regard to the eastern portion, you know, my client, and again, the neighbor across the way, has had to deal with lots of trash, trash and equipment and furniture being dropped off that they've had to get rid of from time to time. So, you know, having ownership over this property, they'll be able to maintain it in a better manner. And we did read your staff report. We agree with it. There is a recommendation with conditions that we will apply for administrative subdivision as depicted here. And also that we will grant any necessary easements. I know that my client has been talking with DPW or intends to talk with DPW. Mr. Mondrakar actually called us last week and said, we have an opening. So, you know, things are moving quickly. So we need to talk to the tax assessor and others that participate in this process. But we are asking for your positive recommendation. If you have any questions for either me or my client, Jason Sisto, we're happy to answer them.
Just looking at Google Maps, I see, you know, the overgrown section that you're speaking of. There's a significant grade change between the two, so that's gonna be tricky. But it looks like the portion that has been plotted and is in usable shape has a lot of vehicle storage or parking for maybe one of the businesses there. So is that, you said you've talked to everyone that's surrounding, even if it's not you, and everyone's on
Correct.
board with this?
I actually met with him again this morning. So the portion between Mutual and Oxford, you are correct. There is a grade change there. So our intention, you know, both myself and our neighbor, is just to clear it all out and keep it green space for right now. That will just extend our buffer from that end portion of the property, but clean it up. Also fence it off, because what ends up happening, there's a little alcove that people they just feel the need to just drive up and throw things out of the back of their pickup trucks. And whether it be in the grass area because it's kind of hidden a little bit, or on the street side, it's prone for dumping. On the opposite side of where the Devine Street's actually a road right now, as presented before, we've had things as far as boats, filing cabinets, everything dumped over there. So our intention again is to block that off, be able to utilize it for additional parking for my building, and then for Oxford Properties, additional parking for his building as well. But basically be able to secure it and maintain it. We technically are maintaining it right now, getting all the trash out of it, but we want to fence it off so that way it's prevents people from dumping.
Okay.
And just to be clear, Mr. Chairman, we did provide owners authorizations. They're not necessarily petitioners, but they understand and agree to this configuration.
Fair enough. Thank you. Commissioners, do you have any?
So just understanding the land that we're discussing currently belongs to whom? The
To
city?
the city, yes.
And the city's just,
This is a request for an abandonment to move to private hands so that the city no longer has to maintain it. I mean, obviously, one of these parcels,
they're gonna be so relieved they don't
this,
have to.
this portion right here was never actually built. It's a
Right.
paper street, we call it
Got it.
paper street. And then this section, the city doesn't normally like to give up rights to a right of way unless there really is no good use for it. And based on the staff report, they see no reason why this is not in good planning practice.
And Mr. Chairman, if I may, the city does get a small payment
Yes,
for, they have special legislation that allows for a small payment from the property owner to purchase the area.
correct. They purchase it and then it goes on the tax roll. So, and then the city no longer has to maintain, pave, plow, et cetera.
Got it. Thank you for clarifying.
Hey, any other questions for the applicant? All right, let's hear the staff report.
So staff report states that a public interest is present in the abandonment of these two blocks of Devine Street. The northern section is overgrown and does not have a meaningful public use. And the southern section is developed and owned, it's developed but owned by either the petitioner or another party that is working with the petitioner and appears to only be useful for accessing the property that it abuts. And for those reasons, there's no adverse impact on the public interest. No negative impact is no negative impact is evident on existing land uses. We do not expect that the street will be an essential road to provide access to the surrounding community or other parts of the city. All abutting landowners agree to the proposed abandonment. No physical or legal access will be denied to any land or property in the surrounding areas by the proposed abandonment. No existing, we don't know whether public facilities will need to be protected, so that will be figured out by the applicant at a later stage. And the applicant has provided a plan and a petition in favor of the abandonment. So these things have been shown on a petition or plan. For all of those reasons, the staff recommends that the CPC forward a positive recommendation to the Committee on Public Works that the proposed abandonment be approved, subject to two conditions. The first being that the petitioner shall apply for an administrative subdivision to merge the abandoned street with respective property prior to appearing before the City Council. And the second being that the petitioner shall grant any necessary easements for access to property, utility access, and maintenance.
Okay, thank you, Lev. With that, we'll open up public comment on this agenda item. If there is anyone here who wishes to speak on this item in the physical room, please make your intention known. And if there's anyone in the virtual room, please raise your virtual hand or press *9 if you are calling in. Lev is again indicating that no one is in the virtual room who wishes to speak, and there's no one in the physical room. So with that, we will close the public comment portion of this agenda item. I mean, this is a fairly cut and dry. Doesn't seem to be like a lot of discussion on this one that's needed.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
In order to be really thorough, I do need you all to discuss the criteria, and there are 6 criteria. Even though they're listed in the staff report, I need the council to discuss them.
So,
The commission, I'm sorry.
Would anyone like to? Sure, I'll start off.
I'll take number 1.
Okay.
Go through. I think we'll have a discussion of the public interest has clearly been demonstrated that as defined by one or more of the following. If I have to read all that, I will, but I think number one's a good idea.
Okay, and then
Is that sufficient for the legal?
Perhaps you could state why it's a good idea.
Why it's a good idea.
Reduce the
Okay,
litter.
it would be a great idea because it reduces litter, avoids a nuisance, provides an opportunity for additional significant economic development. It helps preserve a historical cultural feature of Devine Street and improves the general welfare of the community, in my opinion. Sufficient? Any wish to chime in?
no, we can move along. The second is that no
Okay.
negative impact is evident on existing land, future plan, zoning, safety, health, or welfare, and, you know, as presented, it doesn't seem like there's any, obviously, half of it's not even used right now. The other half, there's land that's owned by the abutters or parties that are aware of this and authorizing the application, and it's not essential to city services. It's not essential to public safety in any way, shape, or form. We did talk about three. The abutting landowners agreed to the abandonment, and the applicant put that forward.
Does the applicant plan to put up a fence or anything, or just leave it?
Yes, we plan on putting up a fence on both sides, on both the Oxford and Mutual side of it, so people can't be dumping.
Great.
3 and 4, similar. Petitioners own the the adjacent lots, so the abutting landowners agree to the proposed abandonment.
Mhm.
Anyone want to take another one?
Well, easements will be granted, so there won't be any physical or legal access onto the property.
The fence will have a gate, apparently,
Yes.
for easement access.
With a lock?
I think it can. I don't know, but I assume if you have a utility easement, it can't have a lock.
Usually if it's the electric company, they put their own lock on it, so they can get access at any time. So they don't have to be bothered by talking to the landlord, so.
And then they cut the lock because no one knows where the key is. But anyway,
Sometimes I've seen it where they tie 2 locks together so that you can undo one and still get access, or the other, so that the landowner has access but doesn't have the key to the utility, and vice versa. But you're right, at the end of the day, they usually just cut it off or replace it.
Hmm.
And then obviously the number 6, the plan has been provided, so that's part of it. So seeing that, and seeing that the applicant has met the criteria in our handbook for the abandonment of street, highway, right-of-way abandonments.
and we've had robust discussion.
Yeah, discussed each criteria.
I can make a motion that we should advise the Committee of Public Works that the proposed abandonment should be approved based on the 2 conditions. With the 2 conditions stated in this step.
Subject to the conditions, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second,
Lindsay gets that one.
let somebody else have one. Who else wants a second?
All right, we'll go around and vote. Noel,
Aye.
Charlotte,
Aye.
Dave, Rachel,
Aye.
Lindsay,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Best of luck at City
Thank you
Council.
very much.
Thank you very much.
Right. That is the third and final agenda item for this evening. We entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
And a second.
Second.
That's it, Lev. This is your last meeting.